of course, obviously, has stopped. We're going to open the schools, and we're going to take the same measures. If you are running a private school, if you are not open, I'll come and slam it and lock it up. We've given you the permission to operate there as a school. And in Anambra, the school days are Monday through Friday. If you are going to close it for any day, you've got to get a special permission. Somebody says, it is their right. It is your right. Fair enough. But I also have a right to even revoke the ownership of that place in public interest. If we start exercising rights, everybody starts exercising his right and powers, then that will get us zero to nowhere. All this nonsense must stop. The banks, I have a meeting with them now. Public service, petrol stations, public servants, of course, when I have it, if you don't come to work, you don't get paid. Deduct it for the day. If 5 days in a week and you abstain from one day, you have absented 20% of the week, isn't it? 1/5 is 20%. And if you've done that for 1 year, meaning that you worked for 80%, paid for 100%. And you've done that for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. No, now, haba. You know, you work for 80% and get paid for 100%. The markets, like I said, particularly the petty traders, particularly for the petty traders, I am concerned because you've given me the mandate to be your chief servant. For me as a person, what do I lose? I lose. I go home, sit down, we can also shut down, and maybe I take my own Monday and sleep better. But no. For the sake of this, for our children, for these poor people, poor traders, poor farmers, and all who depend on these markets being open, we cannot have this. Those who depend on daily income, like I said, the artisans and so on and so forth. So the struggle is to save the economy of Anambra, secure our future, save our children, keep our markets open, and reassure our investors who are pouring in now that Anambra is not a 4-day week. It's a 5 or 6 day week. We need to reassure everybody. We are open for business. Anambra is certainly one of the largest economies in Nigeria. You can't count 1 to 5. Count Anambra State. It cannot go swim against the wind. And so, for us, this is a moment of reckoning. A time comes when you must either stand up for truth or be drowned. We have endured this since I came. We've been patient, pleading, and so on and so forth. Many meetings. I tell you, like I said, the abomination has lasted for, I don't know, years, and now turning to be the way. Yeah, somebody drew my attention to some shouting, show us the law. Don't complain when I bring out the full laws. Don't complain when I bring out the full laws. And for main market in particularly, it's owned by the state government. And by the way, we already have a design, a master plan of the new main market. Okay? We've been restraining because we've been thinking about alternative ways of doing it. If push comes to a shove, I will give you a notice to come and carry out your things. I want to level the place and rebuild it. Push comes to a shove, I will give you a notice very quickly. It's my property. It's the government's property. And sooner or later, if this pushes again, we're going to cancel all allocations in that place. Well, cancel them. If you don't show up, revoke your ownership of that shop, and I will give it up to Agona Chamber as the alternative office. That is within the law. You're asking me to show you the law. If I bring them the laws out, don't complain. And a new law is in the making. Because these places that become of significant economic interest for the state, for the survival of the state, if you want to transact business there, you cannot just do as you wish. Your activities become central to the survival of the state. And so you can't, if you agree to do business there, I will revoke all the ownership there, and you come for a certification. And conditions must be that you will be open 6 days a week. And if you are not open any day, you must take permission. Find a place. I'll take back my shop. We'll revoke your ownership there. At least on it's private or whatever. If you don't open, like all these markets that I hear, Mbuka, what is it? Materials or whatever thing. It is private. I will revoke ownership of that market and take it over. Hand it over to Agona Chamber as their new office. We are determined to, on this fight, we are planned. If you want it to plan to last for the remainder of this year, we are prepared. Enough is enough. Many of them are occupying the places illegally. They don't have proper illegal structures that were built without proper. We don't want to deal with this, and not even shy to deploy them. Like we said, people are open every day. During the Christmas, they opened on Sundays and Mondays and everywhere, every time. And now, on Mondays, you are everywhere, playing streets. That's the day now you have meeting, sit at home. You're not sitting at home. It's now economic sabotage. Onitsha, to bring the economy person, but not with this governor standing. On behalf of the Anambra people, we must take back our state. We are going to take back our state. Whatever it costs, we are determined. I want to reassure you and call on everybody. All our people, we have exercised restraint. Since it could be said, since 2023, anybody saying that they didn't open the shops because of insecurity is just delusional. Even the go around some other places more insecure, and the places are open. Onitsha, for all places. Main market with over 150 security personnel there. They are saying the reason you are not open is because of insecurity. Absolute nonsense. But you're there, you are in the stadium playing. Okay? You're in the stadium playing. But insecurity allows you to go to stadium to play. Allows you to be doing workouts on the roads. Allows street trading all over the place. The roads are blocked with street trading. But insecurity doesn't allow you to open your shop at the main market. Huh? So, all I say to you, my dear friends, is that there is a time for everything. For 2024, 2025, we've been very patient. Let's say that 2023, 2022, just the 2 years that were used to have a massive onslaught on these criminal elements. And by the way, it's not yet 100%. We're still massively launching massive onslaught on these criminal elements in our state. And Anambra is currently, without any doubt, one of the safest states in Nigeria. Will claim to be the safest, but probably at least even the enemy will agree that we're one of the safest states in Nigeria. Anybody talking about this again as the reason is right, just absolutely. So I call on everybody, let's come together. The Anambra, when we set our mind to it, we'll get it done. When we set our minds to it, we'll get it done. Saboteurs, the criminal elements, and their sponsors, particularly some politicians who think it is something to play transient politics with. You're encouraging people, you are sabotaging your own place, your own people. You say it is politics. It is not politics, my dear. This is about livelihood. This is about the future. It is about the future of our children. It is about the future of that poor woman on the street who has to hawk something on Monday to earn a living. It is about being able to have investors who are already flooding in to have the comfort that they have a full work week. It is about our prosperity. It is about our security. Because if you deny 20% of the work days in a year, you are dampening our prosperity. Jobs that need to be created. Incomes that need to be earned. That's what this is about. And it should be simple enough to be understood by everybody. 2024, 2025, we've been very patient, pleading. 2022, 2023, we're busy fighting all of this. 2026, we're turning on gear 4. Anybody that closes any of his will help you close it for the next week. If you like holidays, we'll help you. But going forward, we'll now come after and take those from you and give to those who are ready to use them. At least we'll have some powers in that regard. Market cannot open because it is your private thing. I also have powers to revoke your ownership of that place in public interest. And we are going to be deploying this in coming weeks. We're still open. We're open to some conversation. But as for keeping those shops open, there is no negotiation about it. It's either that they are open or we use them for something else. Main market, for now, as it is currently structured, as our biggest market, Newi, all these markets, building materials, head bridge, this and so on and so forth. I have a meeting with their leadership tomorrow, once again, for us to have because by Monday, those of them, any of them that fails to be open again, going to be locked, maybe for 2 weeks in the first instance, before we begin to take over some of them. But main market, if it remains closed again, we're going to now shut it down. And every trader who wants to be there has to bring his document, because I would then assume that all those who have shops there are criminals. If you have that there, you come and prove your ownership, and I will personally now oversee the allocation of shops back there. We're not joking with this. We're very clear about what must happen. The new Anambra that we are spending 24/7 building must come to happen. God has willed it, and we humans must make it happen. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Okay, that's tell me no question and no my handlers, but you know I can see more you see looking at you must have on. Maybe I can take. Don't worry, I'm overruling them now. I take one or two. Yes.
My name is Chukwuma. I work for New Telegraph newspaper.
Yeah.
You talked about revoking shops, those who do not comply. Their papers are not good. How is government going to handle the litigation part of that particular problem? That is my question.
I will take your questions and then three.
Okay. Good morning, yes. Oh, it's afternoon already. Good afternoon. For
security has improved in Anambra. As the chief security officer of this state, you have interacted with market leaders over this matter. You have rightly said it's a sabotage. What would you say is, from your security report, is behind this unjustifiable development? Even, wait now.
Okay.
Even, sorry,
okay.
The last one, sir. I also know that an average Igbo man will not want to risk even 1 naira. Now that we have come with full force to stop these saboteurs, if peradventure they oblige the directive of the governor and opens, and somewhere these saboteurs succeed in destroying their wares anywhere, would government have any...
Let's think. I mean, you say this is... anyway, let me start with the first one. The first one is about litigation. Listing. If you are in Anambra of litigation, then you don't have state after Lagos. I think in terms of litigations, we have I think we have the highest. And I can know police Well, if I bag and I send court that to the highest and one adjournment. So if they want to litigate, you go to these things, oh go. No biam. You bring your lawyer, but we have our own SANs. I have a long list of them. They will also show, and they'll go for court. After there will be adjournment, but the man market will take it over and do what we want with it. It is my property. It is the property of government. There is nothing under the Land Use Act. I have powers, I will declare it, even the private ones. Those private markets, I will revoke your ownership, take it up, and I will pay you compensation. That's what the law requires. Yes. Those markets, I will take them over, pay them compensation. If you don't like the compensation, then we'll go to court and fight over whether the compensation is enough or not. That's what we'll go to court for. As for my powers to, take it over in public interest, that is sacrosanct. I'll take it over and give you a check for compensation. If it's not enough, then you go to court. We'll be in court to meet you. So don't ever talk. I mean, can the lawyer even? So that's one. Again, the second one is about those who complied. It's a very painful thing. Even as we were taking that decision, I realized I knew it. Not fair. But you know, that is what happens, or you call it collateral damage, in some decisions. Okay? Don't forget, in the Bible, when Jesus, there was the issue of God telling, what was it about leaving he was going to, No, it was going to destroy. And then Sodom and Gomorrah, that if you find this number of people, will you still, if you find this number, but it's still, in the end, it's still destroyed, even with the guy who was pleading all this, the wife had to turn into salt. This is a part of the collateral damages, unfortunately. So my heart goes out to those traders, the few of them who are compliant, who, came out, opened their shops. I saw a few of them there. I saw some of these apprentices there too, who were hailing us. It was tough to look them in the faces and say, this market is closed. Are you getting me? But I know that the crowd there that opened the market constituted far less than 2% of the market. At that point, you are not going to say Ben market is open. If you have like 80% of the place open, 90% open, then you can say, okay, we ignored it. But we're not even going to ignore going forward. We're not going to ignore even 1% not open. Because the lines are going to leadership, they are going to be taking attendance of the shops that are not open and report them, and we will go around the shops that are not open, we mark them. We're going to either impose fine on them before they open again, or I will seal those shops and take them over and post, like I said, post Agona Chamber there as their new office. Okay? Since they don't need them for trading, we'll take them over. The important thing is that this madness must end. This madness must end. We endured this for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Haba. And finally, about your, those who get onto this, and every day people move about. There are goods, people lose their goods one way or the other, one accident or the other, and so on and so forth. But even when they're observing the so-called sit at home, people still lose their goods, and so on and so forth. There are criminals, there are thieves all over the place. But that's why all of us must rise. The puzzle that you need to solve is this. How come that during the entire Christmas season, all markets were open, including on Sundays? It was open on Mondays. There was no fear of anything happening. They kept the places open. Then we are done. Now back. Oh, see, it's no longer sit at home, remember. I said sit at home ended about more than 2 years ago. What is now on Mondays? It's no longer sit at home, because sit at home, people wouldn't even be able to leave, get out their houses, isn't it? But it's not the case anymore. What you now have is no work, no shop opening on Monday. That is for some, because the streets of Onitsha are busy with traders, street traders everywhere. So the Monday sit at home ended more than 2 years ago. Deliberate sabotage, a few. And that is why, like I said, when you ask the second part of your question about naming the saboteurs, there are multiple. I will not name names here. Continue. To continue this way. Because they think that if they continue this way, they can score some political points. That's one group. Second group, like I mentioned to you, I said many of the people foisting this are not from. They are not. And if the push comes, I'm going to take over, take their shops, and I verify the owner. Where are you? Keep it other than to sabotage the state. And we will not sit here, allow that to continue. And those who, for whatever reason, if they don't like to operate under the new rules, and some of these rules will soon codify them as law. If you don't like to operate them, please pack your things and go elsewhere. But you cannot, as we say, you cannot refuse to give way and refuse to move. You have to do way. One. You do one. It's either you stay here and operate with our rules, documents, and we'll see who has genuine and who hasn't. Akachagam. That's what I mean. Is the Arab guy. You are the one that opened this. You started off again. Now that you opened, okay, go ahead, my dear.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. My
Thank
name
you.
is Emeka Moye. I work with Arise TV, and I just want to get specific the actual number of shops and stores affected in this market one. And the second question is, how much is the state losing daily as a result of this closure? And the third question is, you rightly stated that in the event of the shop being closed permanently, you are thinking of relocating the office of Agony Chamber to that place. Or the alternative, are you considering setting up an annex office of the Agony Chamber in Onitsha main market, just a way of beefing up the security status there? Thank you.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency.
Yes.
My name is Ikenna Obianeri. I write for the Punch newspapers. My question, you just a worry. Like we cannot continue. We cannot talk about this scenario without mentioning the person at the center, who is Nnamdi Kanu. My worry is why is it difficult for Southeast leaders, including the governors, to persuade the president to secure the release or secure pardon for this man, like what the Southwest people have done by securing pardon for Igbo.
I think, yeah. Yes, like I said, the question about pardon and non-pardon, that's absolute nonsense. That has nothing to do with why you were brought here. I mean, when you go for an event, you have to have a presence of mind, know what the objective is. We told you why we called it. It's about the closure of the market, okay? And the questions is about the market and everybody else, and you went and veered off. I'm not used to as a student, as a teacher. If I were to grade you now, I won't. Because it seems that you're in the class, not like a course on biology and this. You start asking me a question on physics and so on. But anyway, that's okay. I ignore that. On the questions raised about the specific number of shops there and so on, I think, let me be clear. How manner of numbers, figures are being thrown up. But I will tell you, in this new year, we are going to be very intentional about ascertaining correct figure. Some will say 21,000. Some say even 40,000. Say 15,000. It all depends because of the way the enumerations have been done. Some of the enumerations are done by the officers themselves because if they are supposed to pay storage fees to government, it is in their interest to hide their actual number. So there are all manner of numbers being thrown up. But certainly, might be anything no less than 15, 21, 30 or so thousand. We don't know the exact numbers, but we're going to do that enumeration very soon. And part of the reason why the exact number has been difficult is because they have been building all manner of illegal structures. Somebody posits that there are more illegal structures in main market than the legal ones. There are more illegal ones than legal ones. I remember as a very young person going to main market, and you will walk the spaces They're like open space. Today, some of the lines I peeped into. To walk there, it's almost as if you can't walk straight. You have to walk by the side, between one wall and the other. And you just wonder, how do people there breathe? A lot of illegal structures. Everybody wants to build within the place. And that's why we have a new design. It's only the consideration of what has stopped us from, leveling that place some 2 years ago and beginning to build the new structure, was just consideration of where will these people go to. Are you getting me? Otherwise, that place is a mess. Your grandchildren will not go to shop there. That's not the way the markets of the future. We know it. We have a fantastic new design of how new markets should look. But we've decided to start building out. We'll provide other options, other alternatives, so that as they relocate, then it will eventually, probably not in my time, maybe in the future, government continues for the next hundreds of years, we'll then eventually get down to, knock that place down and build it as a decent place that decent people can go. But if they continue with this kinds of attitude, then they will force us to bring it forward. Yeah, we'll bring it forward. It's a government market. We'll level it up and rebuild it. And then you come, we tell you. 3 persons can take. It is your, you won't trade there again. Have bought is the property size on which you have those government. Take it over tomorrow. I'll pay you. If you have erected something and we have given you documents to develop it, I can now say, sorry, we'll change their mind. Here is your compensation. Get out of here. Yes, that's within the law. Like I said, it will be very, very lawful. And the other segment of here, build annex. Not. I did say something. We just found out, and it's very interesting, that there are about 150 security officers there. These are the market security, their own security there. Now, like I said, it's a question mark for us. Those 150, what do they do there? Are they the sabotage enablers? Or 150? Are they the source of? So, but for Agune Chamber, when I said about what I said, that which will be in public interest. And okay, we hope it won't get there. You get it? Well, or not? They are not going to push us to that end, because if they push us further, there are steps that we are going to take, and the last of those steps is that we take over the place completely. We take it. It's private property. We'll revoke your ownership and pay you compensation. Take it all. If you don't like it, go elsewhere. We must take back the soul of this state. Must realize its manifest destiny. Like I said, God has willed it. It is left for us humans now to get it done. And we're determined to do so. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.